Yo, welcome back to the Brand Out Show. We know it's been a while, but you guys know life has a funny way of making you busy for no reason.
Absolutely. But
Like,
don't be too busy to comment, subscribe, and like for more Dev and Hype. Let's
you already
go.
know.
Let's
All
go.
right, dog. So we're gonna start off like this. I got a question for you. You know,
All
I got
right.
questions and answers. Do you think status in a relationship matters?
So give me an example. Like, what do you mean status?
All right, so would you be with somebody who is, and I'll never knock anybody's hustle. So, you know
Never.
what I mean?
Absolutely. And don't get it
You know what I mean?
twisted. This is just a raw question.
Yeah, yeah, just straight up. Would you okay? Would you date somebody that is a custodian? Right? She bad joint. Custodian. We can throw that out there. Would you date a custodian? Does status matter?
You know, I'm going to keep it funky, man. I'm going to have to say, nah. I'm going to have to say,
Okay,
nah. And
I like.
and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna blame it on the hours. Like I don't like the hours that they work.
Yeah.
I don't like their hours. They're always busy. They always are gonna be gone in the afternoons. Like that's my getting off time, and you're going to work. And sometimes they be there till like 11 o'clock. So if she bad, I'm never gonna get to see any of the badness unless I'm going to work. And then that
That's
sets up for
true.
cheating. How I know she ain't chilling with Clyde in the custodian room. I don't need her
Clyde.
next to Clyde. Clyde
Everybody knows
sound like he an
Clyde.
old player. I don't
All
want
right, so all right, so what if all right, so you wouldn't date the custodian because of the hours,
to. Would
but
you date the custodian? I'm swinging it before you try to catch me in the corner. Nah,
I
like,
got it
would
right.
you date a
I can't slide
custodian?
away from it, right? Honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, nah, I would though. Like, I would date the
Okay.
custodian. Uh, to me, status don't matter. Now, granted, which like human being wouldn't want the doctor? You know what I mean? The lawyer, the so and so and so. So who wouldn't want that? You
It's
feel
very
me?
true. It's very true.
But at the same time, for me, status don't matter. So I would date the custodian. You know what I mean, I would, as long as
Talk to him.
she makes me happy. I would date a custodian as long as she makes me happy.
Now, I'm gonna go further. Or I'm gonna ask another question. Would you date a
Uh,
woman without a car?
Without a car,
Without a car. She does not have a car. And she's not from New York. Shout out to everybody from New York. But it's not one of them situations where like there's no need to get a car. Like she lives in Arizona. Shout out to my people out in Arizona too. She lives
yeah.
in Arizona and she's always borrowed her mom's car, but she's never bought her own car. Is that an issue?
Okay, so before I answer that, what if she can buy a car, or it's just like she can't buy a car?
She can buy a car. Well, I'm just gonna say she doesn't. I don't want to get too entangled in the weeds, but
Okay,
she does not have a car. Is that
she
an
doesn't have
issue?
a car. I think that would be an issue for me. Yeah, that would be an issue.
Because
She
you're
doesn't.
responsible for transportation, is how I feel like. And I don't
Yeah.
want that to be my next duty. Like, there's enough drama in relationships to have to worry about a car. I don't want to do it.
Yo, real talk. Yeah, if she doesn't have a car, that is an issue for me.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I mean,
Is that a deal breaker if she's bad? Here we go again.
if she's bad and doesn't have a car,
Yes.
oh yeah, yeah. I don't care how bad you are. You ain't got a car, like nah,
It's over for
it's
you.
not go. Yeah,
It's
nah.
over.
That's just like that's just something you should have. That's not like I don't know,
Negotiable
something
point?
that everybody doesn't have a degree, which is fine, but a car, like
Absolutely.
come on now, like that's something you should have. Come on.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
So
I can't date a
that
shorty
that
that
be a,
doesn't.
that'd be a cutoff. That'd be a cutoff for you.
Yeah, that's a cutoff. That's
Okay.
kind of like don't
Here
get
we
me.
go. Here we go. Let's warm it
It's
up.
kind of like
Let me get my sip.
paint
Nope.
on
Let
the
me get my
nails. You
sip.
feel me? It's kind of like chip paint on the nails. It's a cutoff. It's a
Mmm.
cut. I'm about to get you started.
Let me tell you something right now. A wise player, and I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. One of the suavest dudes I know, my uncle, right? Man said, let me tell you something, big dog. That's what he always called me, big dog. That's why I pass it down. I always call my young boys big dog. Let me tell you something, big dog. If a woman won't take care of her nails,
Talk
you
to him.
know what else she ain't taking care of. If she don't care enough to look at her, that's you look at your hands every single day. So if she don't look at something else in depth every single day, how you think that's looking? And he has been 100,000% right because it's something else I noticed that ain't together.
Yo, real talk. Like, shout out to my pops real one time for the
Uh
one time.
oh.
He yo
Uh oh.
he did ass told me the same thing. He said, "Yo, son, look." He said, "All you got to do look at a woman's nails
Uh huh.
or her hands, and
Uh
look
huh.
at her feet. If they aren't done, that tells you everything you need to know."
That's really interesting. Like that must just
Like,
be old school knowledge. I'm definitely passing it down to my son because that is
yeah,
non-negotiable. There is no excuse. There is no I just ain't have time. That means you don't have time to care about yourself. And if you don't have time to
yo,
care about yourself, you're a suicide risk.
real talk. Like, what do you mean you didn't have time to go to the, I don't know, the nail shop and get your nails done? Like, come on now.
Don't even make it that complicated. No. What do you mean you don't have time to take some acetone and wipe it off? Like, have natural nails. Like, I
Oh,
mean, good lord, we
God.
ain't talking about getting them done, Dev. Like, getting them
Yeah.
done would be a plus, but can we just have it not chipping?
Hey,
Especially, and
nah,
this is the
mm,
worst thing right here, when they still have like that little chip piece, like right in the middle,
oh.
like it's not even apparent, and they just can't just be like, scrape off, like that's
And
it.
you know what's even worse? All of them. When all of them have that little piece.
You're
Oh my God.
absolutely right.
Come
You're
on, baby.
absolutely right. That has expired. That time, people throw away bad food when it gets done. You need to throw away them bad nails when they get done. That's it.
Yeah.
Yo, throw them away. If you walk around with a broke nail, just take them all off. That's the part that I don't understand. It's simple, like magic. Pop them off. Like that's the end of the show here, coach. I don't. Speaking of which, how do you feel, since we're talking about status, how do you feel about helmets? Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? A wig is a helmet. How do you feel about a helmet?
Like, so the helmet,
A
right?
helmet, absolutely.
I prefer. I mean, my girl got natural hair. You feel me? That's what I prefer.
Absolutely. And
Uh,
why not?
that's just what I prefer. I don't want somebody with fake hair. Like, nah, I don't want that. Now, I get it. You know what I mean?
I don't, but go ahead.
If it's just easier for you to maintain it and you don't gotta do much in the morning. But not forever though. Like, come on now, you gotta get that shit done. That joint can't be looking all raggedy like a lot of females I be saying. Like, now you gotta get that done.
I have a question. Now, you said something that a lot of girls use for an excuse. Yo, it takes too much or it's too much. That, I can't, man. Like,
You can't do
girls,
it.
I feel like it's either two ways you go about this. Like, you got the short hair, I don't know, finger wave that thing up. You got long hair, you can at least put it in a ponytail. Like, you don't really got to do this wig action. Like, it's not, oh, the only option if you don't feel like doing something. I don't like that. It's a cop out, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I feel that. And I hate when I see a shorty's head and it just be all raggedy and shit. Like,
B.
what is that?
B.
No.
That's what it is. B. And my
And
thing
just
is
be
this pride in the, you know what? Let's just keep it funky. Ladies, if you're really trying to attract a man, and you could say all this, well, I want him to love me for more than my physical appearance. Let's just keep it funky. He's gonna be attracted to that first. That's it. Like, because number one, men are definitely physical creatures. They want something nice to look at. If you're not nice to look at, he will look elsewhere. But remember, go back to our first episode. Looks ain't everything. No, or was that the second one? First
no,
episode.
that was the first one. Go
First
back and do
episode. Looks ain't everything. That's the truth. However, comma, be careful of how you let that slide. Like, guys still want something nice to look at. So remember that.
real talk. No, I agree. No, I agree with that. Hey, you right.
I mean, and you know what? This is a quote I used to say just because I'm so anti-wig. And like I said, wifey definitely has regular natural hair, which is appreciated. Doesn't have to be down your back. It just has to be yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mind you, she ain't got no ball fade. But is definitely like shoulder length. So
Yeah,
still
yeah.
shout out to Amber Rose. We talked about that. She's still bad, so I'm not mad.
Yeah, shout out.
However, when it comes to the regards of helmets, I feel like when you're coming to me, I can't trust you in the first place. Ask me why.
Why is that?
Because
Why
she
is that?
lied to me. She made me want to think that's her hair. Why didn't you say, like, hey, I wear a wig, by the way? You're not going to say that until the end of the night. You're a
And
liar.
why is it? I feel like it's okay for a shorty to, you know what I mean, throw on a helmet, but let a nigga come over there with some fucking fake ass waves, or you know what I mean, let him hat fish you. Oh,
Absolutely.
why you had a hat on the whole time? Why you tell me you had no hair? Like, why is that okay?
And you know, you can still be swaggy with a bald head, but you want to be a liar? Nah, take the cap off me. Take the
Yeah.
cap off me. I don't understand that. I think that one is one of the ones that is fair across the board. Like, don't lie when I first meet you. Now, granted,
Real talk.
you don't really have to go in depth like, yo, my left foot's a little bigger than my right foot. Like, I mean, like, come on, B. Like, that stuff, fine. We can wait a little longer. But, like, stuff that needs to be known off the rip, like, yo, I had surgery on my right leg, so, like, I don't have a foot. Needs to be talked about immediately. Don't be like, oh, well, if you would have known that originally, you might not have talked to me. You might be right, but there's some people that don't care about feet, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. But just for me, not. And speaking of that, bad girl in a wheelchair. I gotta throw it out there. Would you date her?
Bad girl in a wheelchair. I think I would, yo. Honestly, I think I would. Like, bad girl in a wheelchair. It's unfortunate, but
Right.
I think I could rock. I could rock with it. I
And
could
I
rock with it.
agree.
I could rock with it because that's something like it ain't her fault. For maybe you
Absolute.
know what I mean,
I
it's
was
not her
about to
fault.
say that. I was about to say that.
It's your fault if you got chip paint. It's your
It
fault.
is.
It's if your helmet is looking a little weird. You know what I mean? It's your fault, and we're gonna talk about it. If you don't look the same with all that damn makeup on, kicked out, it's your fault.
Oh.
I can't get. Okay, hold on. Before we get into that, would you date a shorty in a wheelchair, bad joint?
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, to a degree, she might not even have to be bad. Like, if her personality is dope and she does like on that 7 to 8 scale, I will definitely let that rock without a hesitation. And
Okay.
no pun intended, but I definitely would let that rock. I definitely would. Because like you said, I think the most important thing is number one, I don't discriminate if there is some things that happen beyond your control. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want a girl being like, yo, like I want my wife being like, yo, so gotta divorce you. Why? Yo, you had waves when we first met. Now you bald, son. Like, I can't deal with that. Like,
Yeah.
I can't control that. Like, everything else is the same about me. Nothing else has changed. But the waves
Yeah.
go, you go. We can't have that. So I would definitely say, yeah, man. I'm rocking with the yeah on that one.
Okay. There you
Next
go.
one, because I know where you're going. So just go.
Man, like I done see some shorties, dog.
Uh oh.
You know what I mean? They're real pretty with the makeup on and whatnot. But
Talk
once they
about
take that
them.
shit off, it's like, oh, what happened? Where are you? It's like,
Where are
what
you?
happened? Stop playing with me. Stop it.
Hello? Hello.
Like, yo, what happened?
Have you ever
That
had it when you came back out the bathroom and they just like, or they came out the bathroom and then they're just like, whoa,
dog,
you might need to go home. You might need to go home.
man, I got some stories for that.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh
But I
oh.
done seen some shorties like, you know what I mean, back in the day. I'm thinking like, yo, this is really her. And then we get to the crib and like you said, she takes the shower, she comes back out, and it's like, whoa, hold on.
Who are you?
Who are you? You know what? Hold up. I'm gonna run to my car real quick. I forgot something. Leave the door unlocked. I'll be right back. Skirt. I don't
Gone.
come back. I'm
Gone.
not coming
Without a
back.
question. And no looking back because there's nothing to look back to. I'm trying to think if there's any excuse for that.
for like wearing a lot of
OD
makeup.
makeup.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say it's an excuse because I feel like you should keep it 100, but I do know some women wear it to cover up their acne. I get it. Like, who wants to
Okay.
walk around with a face? Like, nobody wants to do that. So I get why you would cover it up, but at the same time, you got to keep it 100 with whoever you're talking to and messing with. Like, they should know why. And now, if they know why you covering it up
Right.
and they cool with it, all right, cool, they know. But if they don't know why, you need to tell them because
Hmm.
that ain't really you. I mean, it's you, but it ain't you.
So you would let your homeboy go to the club with some makeup on because he got acne?
Oh, hell no, hell no, no, definitely no,
I mean, but
you
he
know,
just want to keep it
secondary.
real. He just want to keep it real. Like he got acne issues, but that shouldn't stop him from getting played. That's cool.
Yeah, nah.
Nah, nah. And ladies, let me ask y'all a question: is it
Oh,
cool if you know your girl is lying to a dude when you're in the club, but you don't really want to put her out there? Is that cool? When let's say you wanted to talk to a dude, do you put your girl out there? Do you not? That's another topic for another day, but still
hmm.
status wise. Like, do you let your friends rock with telling fake statuses?
I would just make a quick comment. Hey, I'm letting my nigga rock. Hey, that nigga make 100K a year. If he say he do, yep, he sure do.
Absolutely. I'm about
Hey,
to say I'm all for the team. I'm all for the team. We're not telling him
yep.
that he does not. He definitely does, and he is fantastic. Rock with my boy. Just make sure you got a friend for me. Have a nice day, coach. That's it. Absolutely.
Nah, that's real talk.
Um, what's another one we could do?
So, do you think, and this could be something for another day, we'll see, but do you think how much money somebody makes
That's a good
is that a deal
question.
breaker?
That's a good
Is that a deal
question.
breaker?
Um, my good man Dev, I am going to say on the hype scale, that shouldn't be ranked too high, but I
Hmm.
definitely want them to be passionate about what they do. Now, I never knock anybody that works at McDonald's, Walmart, or either of the above, because that could be me tomorrow. So,
Real
what I
talk.
will say is that, let's say, for example, I have a shorty that really cares about nature, right?
Hmm.
And she cares and is so passionate about nature. This is real talk. Like, she is so passionate about nature. This girl said, "Yo, I am legit gonna pick up garbage for the rest of my life because I never want my Mother Earth being trashed like this. And if I have to take a stand, I'm taking a stand." Would that be okay? I'm not mad. I don't know if
Hmm.
it's me and being like, "Yo, I want people to be do what they're passionate about," but
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of money would matter when I know she's probably 1,000% serious about this. I don't know. I think that's
Yeah.
going to be my vote. So I'm going to say money does matter. I think you have to bring something to the table, but I don't think you have to always have the most to bring to the table.
So are you saying like as long as they're passionate about what they're doing, then the money issue, like the money really isn't an issue as long as they're like super 1,000% passionate. If she want to pick up trash for the rest of her like that, like that's her thing. You know what I
I know
mean?
where you might go with this, so but I am going to say I am going to have to. I'm going to fall into the trap. Yes, as long as she's passionate about it, I am going to let it slide.
Okay, so
Ah, here you go, coach.
yeah, I mean, let's say so you making all the bread. You know what I mean? And what she's passionate about isn't bringing in any bread. Like, let's say, I don't know, let's say she's passionate about being a YouTuber. You feel me? Let's say that's what she's
Okay,
passionate about, and it's
that's
not
fair.
bringing any bread at the moment. But if that's what she's truly passionate about, how do you balance that with, yo, babe, I need some money for the bills. I can't do it. I can't do it by myself. But if she's super passionate about it, like, how do you? When does it become an issue?
Um, I think naturally, just being human, I think there's always going to be a need for financial restitution.
Hmm.
Like you're going to have to make money. There's no way you can make it in this world and not make money. You have to do that.
Yeah.
Number two, I think would I honestly say like I'm cool with that? It really depends how she's hustling it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think about somebody like The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith dude that he played. Like my man really was about that life, hustling, trying to get this job. Like, and
Yeah.
it was like gut wrenching to see this man sleep in the bathroom with his son, and they had to play like a pretend game, like in the bathroom. But he was seriously about his hustle. Now, granted, in all of these stories, like eventually, for lack of better terms, the good guy wins. Like you get your dream job, you get that situation. Like it's gonna come. I don't feel like anything, even if you look at the struggles that you've been through for yourself, like it hasn't always been easy. You've had to get rejected. You've had to work harder for what you really want. You had to. I mean, we joked about it all the time. Trying to get a teacher job, you think it's easy. That joint is not easy at all
What?
for whatever you're
Yo,
trying to teach.
the
So
first one, they were
yeah,
like, nah. I'm like,
I mean,
hold
shoot,
on.
we had ex teachers being like, yeah, I mean, you just weren't qualified enough. Like, dog, I was in your class. You don't want to help me out? Like, what?
Yo,
So like,
that's a whole
and that's
nother.
that. I know that hurt. I know that hurt.
Oh, that one
I
killed me.
know that hurt.
That's why I had to do what I did after I got the joint. You feel me?
Absolutely,
That's, yeah, you
absolutely,
gonna hear me.
absolutely. It'd be like, listen, I made it without you, just so you know.
Ouch.
So I think I'm going to say, and it's a scary situation to be in, but I'm thinking like, yo, what if like, yo, Mackenzie Bezos didn't support Jeff Bezos? Like that is legit the richest man in the world, and I'm sure this dude probably came home one time like, yo, which is another subject too, but like, how do you support your man's goals or how do you support your woman's goals? Actually, is
Yeah.
a good topic. But
Mm.
comes home, Jeff comes home, probably working 50K, 60K, $1,000 job. Comes home and says, you know what? I wish like I didn't have to go to the store and I can just like build this warehouse and ship stuff around the world and like money wouldn't even be a thing. Now, I am gonna throw a little shot out here. I think nowadays in culture, I think that's almost impossible to say. And somebody
Yeah.
really take you serious. And it's sad to say, but a lot of times it's in the ethnic cultures. Like we have been programmed to really go get a job. Well, first, been programmed to go to college, go get a job, and retire. Set up your retirement. I
Now
think
that's real
that
talk.
I think that's almost like a deterring factor, and I wish I wasn't brought up in that narrow-minded thinking. Nothing wrong with how my parents raised me, but I wish
Yeah.
it was like creative thinking and outside the box thinking was more encouraged. And I think in other ethnic circles, it almost is applauded. Like, you don't work for the man. Like, you create a job where the man needs you type situation. Like, and I feel like
Exactly.
other schools and other cultures get that education to be like, yeah, you need to do that. Why aren't you doing that? Yeah,
Yeah,
go make it
that's real
yourself.
talk. Cause you gotta think about like, yo, if I'd have came out of high school and I'd have told one of my niggas like, yo, I'm not going to college. I'm about to go do this and that. They gonna be like, nigga, what you talking about? Like they gonna
Absolute, and you
downplay
have
it. They
no
gonna
support from
downplay
your
it.
squad.
Yeah, like they gonna downplay it. So yeah, I feel what you're saying. How we're just programmed to go to college, do this, do that. Like it is true. Like I never planned to go to college. Yeah, I mean you, yeah, you already know.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely. And
shit just
granted,
happened.
you could have potential to do a lot of other things, but until you find out what your nest egg is, but I think I would have a problem with, and this was honestly one of the issues when I was teaching at Denby, was you have somebody like a T. Crooks, right?
Yeah,
He's in the school system, but he really doesn't want to be there.
real talk.
He really has a chance to do something, and we'll just say at the beginning of his career, and let's say he turns into like a Jay-Z, like a mogul, right?
Yeah,
So he has a chance to do something that really doesn't require school. Now, should he be knowledgeable of how to negotiate contracts? Absolutely. Should he be knowledgeable of the music business? Absolutely. He should be. Does he have to be? No. If he has a homeboy that does it, LeBron James. I mean, he doesn't need a
real
business
talk.
management degree to do and handle all the avenues that he handles. Like basketball just isn't playing basketball. It can be if you want it to be, but you better have somebody you trust with the money.
Yeah,
So I mean, to not to get too far off subject, because now we're getting into a lot of stuff, which is
I
actually
know, right?
good. But I will definitely honestly say, like, if a shorty is really passionate, I'm gonna stick it out, man. I'm gonna stick it out because I think I can legit visualize the end goal. If she's like really on her, but the difference is like, don't be saying you on it and then you just chilling. Like if you really like how we do it now, up late at night, really grinding on this like YouTube thing. Like if you're up
Yeah,
late at night, really working, and you coming to me with these ideas, I'm supporting you all day, 120%. I think that's dope
real talk.
because you're gonna make it. Because there's no way you can keep knocking on the door and the door don't open. That's how I feel. And if you look at anybody historically that's made it huge, they have consistently knocked on the door until it opened. That's
Yeah,
it.
real talk, yo. Like that's so true. Like, and I got a homegirl. My homegirl, College Shay. Like, she. I don't think she went to college. She might have went, but I don't think she finished, which is fine. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to. Like, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I always support her, bro, because I see, like you said, I see what she can become. Like
Mm-hmm.
what she's doing and has done. She doesn't need a degree for that. She
Nope.
didn't need to go to school for that.
Nope.
Now, could it have been beneficial in some way? Of course.
Yep.
But like at the same time, like
Is it
I
mandatory?
see, yeah, yeah, like yeah, I see where she's going with it, and that's why I stay supporting her. Like, so yeah, you don't have
Ooh,
to.
support, support. Oh, we definitely gonna get on
Or
that.
that's a
We
big
definitely
one,
gonna
bro.
get on that.
That's a big one.
Um. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm,
would.
I'm
I
gonna
could. I
say.
could be
Oh, go
with a
ahead.
shorty. I could be with a shorty who is passionate about something, but that's not bringing any money to the table at the time. I could do it too. I
Okay.
could do it.
So you would be willing to support her even when times get tough.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Okay.
Because I want the same thing in return. If times is tough for me, I need, and it's kind of go back to the first episode. Like I need somebody I know I can fall. You know, what I mean, if I fall, she can pick me up.
That's
So
true.
I gotta have that.
It's nothing like having a secure safety net, like for real, especially if you have that type of business mind frame. And honestly, during the dating process, I think that needs to be one of the things that's talked about. Be like, look, I'm an entrepreneur. I really have a lot of ideas. I'm narrowing them down. Like that needs to be a serious because later on in the relationship, it will pop up because money is essential. Like I
Yeah.
understand you're doing that, but like, what's fueling this dream to take off? I hope you're not trying to use my salary to fuel your dream to take off.
Mm,
Like
that's true.
you do need that gas station job or whatever type of job that you can get to give you some income to maybe buy a camera, maybe buy, a better program for your computer, maybe buy a computer, maybe buy like things that are going to encourage it. Because to me, wherever your money goes, where your heart is. So if your money ain't going to your
Mm.
project or your dream, then you probably ain't really serious about
Hey, I
that.
like that. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that.
Absolutely. People going to use their money on what they're really passionate about. And some people use it for the positive, some people use it for the negative. One thing I will say that I always give you kudos for, I knew where your heart was when you started teaching, when you talked about, yo, I'm about to do a scholarship for kids. Like, you didn't have to give your money to nobody,
Oh,
but you really had a passion for seeing kids grow. And you did that. So, I mean, I've never done that.
yeah.
That wasn't where my passion was at because
Yeah,
clearly, like,
like
my money didn't go there. However, chosen hands, for the money that I did charge for that, man, please. There was a lot of stuff coming out of my pocket that
the
I don't
real
need to
show.
really talk about that, but that's where I knew my heart was because it was like, yo, as soon as I get a paycheck, yo, we got to get new equipment. We got to be looking fly around here. Like, them hoodies was like $48. I just told people to
No.
pay 25. Like, I was definitely, and there won't no stipends. Word to Denby High School, won't no stipends, won't no extra money coming in. Like, that was it. I was just I think a 5th or 6th year teacher running off that and making sure this program could pop. That was it.
I remember them days. Hey, the real chosen
Absolutely.
hands.
It's a shout out to the real chosen hands. But yeah, man. All right, so we'll support that. We'll do one more. Do one more.
All right.
I'm trying to think a good one. Um, ooh, this is a really popular one nowadays, and I think it would be interesting in the dating realm, and I would love to hear how people are saying it. Um, plastic surgery a no go or a oh oh like we're going that? Is it a no go? Like The 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs
The
down.
2 thumbs down.
Nah, I can't do it. Nah, no plastic surgery. I need my shorty all natural. Yeah.
Okay, and that's fair. I like that. Now, um, with girls that might not be as generous as the women like to say, I like that term. It almost has like a
Yeah.
nice feel to it. As generous in certain areas, and they want to increase it slightly. Is there anything wrong with that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Me, like, I don't. I just my girl all natural. Like, that's how I gotta have. Like, so I gotta have like all natural. Shout out to the females that are all natural. Like, y'all don't need to
Absolutely.
go and pay all this money to do X, Y, and Z. I mean, you can just hit the gym and eat right and grind, 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 and eventually it'll come if you work hard enough for it. So I'm not with the plastic surgery. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just not something I would want my shorty to you know what I mean, to partake in.
You know, I think I'm paranoid of the effect it's gonna have later on. Like, I think a lot of people are just shooting stuff in their body right now. They don't know what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Like, ladies, do you really know if you get breast implants, like, what's gonna happen 20 years from now? Do you really know? Like, is there any studies that's followed silicone from injection point to now that you can really be like, I tell you what, I have seen. I have seen a lot of porno stars die from having these plastic surgeries, things that have an injection and all that. I have seen a lot of them die, but I haven't seen a lot of, or they distort. And we talked about one time if you're doing squats and a girl's butt falls down to the hammies, as my boy Dev said, like, yo, who keeps that plastic surgery in place? Like, granted,
Yeah,
it could have been a bad surgeon, but do you really want to run that risk? And touching something that's fake constantly? I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
That's weird.
I don't like that.
That's weird.
No me gusta.
No me gusta.
I don't like.
No bueno. No
I don't
bueno.
like.
I got you. All right. Well, another episode in the books, man. 32
Love
minutes worth. Um, Shout out to everybody that's coming back, man. We're going to keep these topics going. Next topic for the next time.
I have an idea for the next one.
Say so.
We could talk about maybe we can talk about what is cheating, like what is cheating, and not to give the people too much, but is it just physical? Well, we know it's physical, but like,
Right.
is it? It could it be mental? Like, can
Or
you
maybe it's
mentally
not just
cheat?
physical. Maybe that's not cheating for some people.
Hmm. Okay.
Interesting comments. But until
Yeah.
the next time, y'all take it easy. Adios.
Adios.